Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we are going to be playing some more Rogue Trader. We recently boarded the Tech Priest Arc Vessel, Hermetico or something like that. But it's where we're supposed to be able to find the Blessed Amanat, which is what the whole point of Pascal's story in Rogue Trader has been all about. It's not quite what we were expecting. It seems to be quite... Well, I don't know. It feels like they've been lost for centuries, just the way that everything's kind of fallen down and broken, everyone's kind of forgotten their purpose, and over generations have sort of become more like tribals than, highly advanced civilization. So it's interesting. The handprints and footprints indicate that the locals have turned this sacred unguent tank into something like a ritual font. This is what I mean, and they've been burning candles in computers and all sorts of things. It's very strange.
Cover my path.
I recognize the pattern of the chant. They are initiating a reactor shutdown vigil. Something simply ordered the spirit of this machine to die. What we got here? The bay was breached from the inside. Traces of scaling suggest the use of a melter charge. We've looked at these. These are the Skitarii. They seem to have frozen in place, or rusted in place. I think we read that message last time. There were a few things up here, though. Let's have a quick look at them.
Beneath my feet.
They're dormant. What was he saying? What kind of paranoia drove the crew... Ooh. Oh, I'll have to read that in the window. What kind of paranoia drove the crew to place the cannon platform here, in the very heart of the ship? The barbaric inscriptions blasphemously profaning the flesh of this sacred machine echo the words of the requiem of reverent shutdown. This marking does not follow fleet protocol. This constitutes a Category 10 heresy. This cogitator's pattern is so old and sacred I have never seen the like of it before. I have only heard about them from fragments of legend. So I don't think there was really anywhere to go here. Could be wrong. So let's see what's in this other direction. These barbarians are pillaging the ship's supplies. I am registering a Category 9 heresy. Oh, same thing. So we could maybe fix that door. I am registering evidence that a Volkite carbine was fired here. I am registering a protocol violation. Use of weapons by Adeptus Mechanicus soldiers inside one of the ship's bays. He's not very happy, is he? Can we talk to the tech shaman? Ah. The elderly tech shaman looks up at you with dim eyes. He smells strongly of exhaust fumes. Have you come to speak to the great Pref, ghosts? Pref will not speak your lesser tongue, but I can help. I can interpret. Look at the tech shaman. The aging barbarian's skin is covered in tattoos of mechanisms, as if the ink drawings of cogs could pass for actual augmetics. Wires and scraps of flex tubing are braided into his hair, as well as shards from a broken data slate screen. Cogitator circuit boards hang on threads from his large ceremonial drum. I am registering Category 6, 7, and 8 heresies in this tribesman's vestments. Only enlightened tech priests are authorized to dismantle and interact with the bodies of sacred machines, and painting the skin in crude imitation of true flesh is a profane mockery. It is how I venerate the iron spirits who have done their duty and passed into nothingness, ghost. I do this in the hope that I might gain some of their wisdom. This statement is false. I am not registering any veneration. Who is Pref? Our deck's great patron saint who protects it and watches over everything that happens on it. Pref used to be a kind father to us until wicked people tricked him. That was when he disowned the mortals who lived here. He wiped the names of everyone who used to be under his patronage from his memory, and no longer recognized their faces. Since then, Pref has been a harsh and cruel-hearted master who is deaf to our prayers. Pref. Hypothesis. The barbarian is using this debased designation to refer to a prefect enumerator, an especially sacred cogitator served by all of the deck's junior machine spirits. I am registering a Category 6 heresy. The tribesman claims to communicate with it. Only enlightened adepts of the Omnissiah are permitted to interact directly with a prefect enumerator. Hypothesis. The part of the legend that speaks of disowning the mortals and forgetting their faces describes the removal of access rights from authorized units. For reasons unknown, the Prefect Enumerator was ordered to cease accepting commands from outsiders. How do you talk to Pref? The tech shaman raises the roaring mechanical sensor and inhales a lungful of its aromatic exhaust fumes. The tribesman's eyes grow dim, and he puts his hands on the drum. His fingers strike the taut synthetic leather with remarkable deftness and rhythm. Like this. Pascal frowns and says darkly, I am registering a category. Blasted layman, this blessed smoke is meant for the sacred machines, not your lungs. Then the tech priest falls silent and listens carefully, before uttering in astonishment, this primitive melody is a language. Our language. A variety of rhythm-based tech vernacular in which meaning is created by the lengths of pauses between the signals. The Iron Priests of Fenris can speak Beinherig using flutes, drums, and bone rattles. Some of the rituals they use to appease machine spirits loathe the sound of the vox. We've come to plead for Pref's benevolence. Every word you say is accompanied by a series of quick drum taps in a complex, choppy rhythm. Crackling comes in response from a vox hidden somewhere inside the wall. The tech shaman tilts his head and says, The great Pref would like to know who is speaking to him. The Prefect Enumerator is running an identification procedure. Given existing data on the machine spirit's refusal to follow orders within the chain of command, I predict that standard identifiers will be assigned a low priority. Introduce yourself formally, Pascal. This unit is Magos Explorator Pascal Haneumann, a member of the Cognizance Fleet, presenting doctrinal compliance and algorithmic obedience certificates. The indicator on Pascal's neural cogitator glows. New data lies up Pascal's new spheric aura that no layperson can see. The tech shaman translates Pascal's words into quick taps on his drum, its dangling circuit boards jingling dramatically. He inhales the aromatic exhaust of his roaring sensor, listens carefully, and says in a strained voice, Pref asks why he should treat your words with respect and not scorn them. Pascal's voice becomes dry and bristly. The machine spirit is requesting to know this unit's access privileges. It refuses to submit to a stranger's will without a compelling reason. Machine spirits can be capricious and undisciplined. After years without sanctified maintenance, this one may have forgotten all about obedience. Normally, in cases like these, a tech priest would bring the wayward spirit to its senses with a shock from an electric prod or a blow from a wrench, accompanied by the litany of uninterruptible obedience. I think a show of force is in order to show this machine its place. This statement is true. Pascal extends a hand towards the machine, which is enveloped in showers of sparks. The crack in the tech priest's armored respirator shines a bright green. There is steel in his voice. My power is my authorization. Acknowledge it or you will regret it, wayward spirit. Ulfar clutches his charm with one hand and his battle-ready weapon with the other. You can hear him whisper tensely, Spirit wolf, shield my soul from the terrors of the warp and the ire of angered spirits. The tech shaman shouts out in fear and shakes his drum frantically. Pref acknowledges your power, Ghost. He does. He asks why you seek his friendship. A pained rattle comes from Pascal's vox as he touches the crack in his armor, which is no longer glowing. He looks as though he has a sudden toothache and then says with effort, Hypothesis. The Prefect Enumerator's request is to be interpreted as, what is the purpose of your visit? You know the answer yourself, Pascal. I have come to discontinue the cycle. The tech shaman listens to the crackling coming from the hidden vox in response and shakes his head contritely. The great Pref does not recognize your name or your face. He will not grant you his friendship and bids you leave. Pascal's vox hisses angrily and he shakes his head. The Prefect Enumerator's reaction is anomalous. Such disregard for regalia can only be explained by a protocol signifying an extreme degree of danger to the vessel. Oh. Okay. Let's do this then. This ancient servitor seems dead. The infrequent twitching of his head is the only glimmer of life left in him. The numerous augmetic regalia embedded in the body of this servant of the Omnissiah speak to his high standing and devoutness. Can you activate him, Pascal? The tech priest carefully touches the servitor's withered body with his mechadendrites. Data spikes slide out of them and sink into the servitor's augmetics. Pascal's vox sounds thoughtful and slightly puzzled. I identify this unit as Magos Logius, Hectodon 9. The unit received 7 commendations for advances in astrography, recorded in the Fleet Archive. The unit... He liked watching the stars. He called them beacons left for us by the Omnissiah. The servitor gives a jolt, raises his head and fixes his augmented eyes on you. The large black circles of his visors are cloudy and covered in scratches. A pained moan comes from the speaker on the servant's throat. Unit status operational. Unit identifies itself as no data available. Error, malfunction. The Omnissiah knows. What? Pascal sighs heavily. He is suffering. This unit is long past its operational life expectancy, but the particularly ancient and sacred true flesh it was awarded for its outstanding service to the fleet is still prolonging its years. Did you know him? This statement is false. My archive has no record of any encounters with this unit or any archive requests concerning it. I just know. And I grieve. Pascal touches the servitor's pale skin covered in inky cacography. The tribespeople inscribed his body with the blessed manual of maintenance and repair. Hypothesis. Ignorant as to the true purpose of this litany, they perceived it as a health-replenishing magic spell. Tech Brother, Hectodon 9, this unit identifies itself as Pascal Haneumann. Can you hear me? Do you know me? Can you tell me what happened here? A jumble of sounds comes from the servitor's speaker, as if a very old man who has outlived his faculty of speech is trying to utter once familiar words now strange to him. Then suddenly a spark lights up his visors and he utters with great strain, "Executing function. All reserve capacities engaged in executing primary function." We would like to go up to the observatorium. Request denied. The rattle in the servitor's voice could be easily mistaken for indignation. Access to the lift system denied. Service is in obscuratoria mode. An obscuratoria is a complete ban on holy ministry within the compound. Any and all sacred maintenance procedures are deferred until after the ban is lifted. An obscuratoria is declared when a temple has been compromised by suspected corruption, before a battle, or in the event of a major critical incident. This unit cannot select the appropriate countermanding order without knowing the exact reasons obscuratoria was declared. We try talking to the tech priest again. Well, tech shaman. Doesn't look particularly helpful. We could go back to the chief. Don't think there's much else down there. Ask, who are you? The undertakers of the world that expired in the great discontinuing of the cycle. The mourners holding an eternal requiem for the universe. Let the cycle be discontinued. It was discontinued a long time ago. Do you believe the world has perished? This statement is true. The world ceased to exist a very long time ago. It turned to nothingness, to ashes. All that's left is these ruins, the last shard of the universe. Its cenotaph. What do you think destroyed the universe? The unthinkable was wrought. The cycle was discontinued. This tribesman mind is full of the most unenlightened superstition. Why does this unit seemingly know less than some primitive barbarian? Is that good or bad? Neither. It just happened. But it was a grievous event, and we grieve. Is that why you call us ghosts? Yes. There is only nothingness outside this ship. Sometimes it spits out ghosts born out of the world's ashes, and they wander in. The sight of you saddens us, for we mourn you. Alas, there is nothing we can do to help you, since you do not exist. I see. Alright, well, we're not going to find what we're looking for there, so I'm wondering if there is something to do down this way.
Power.
I don't like it, does that? What we got on the map? Is there something up here?
Pay attention.
Oh, hello. What we got? Heavy lifters. The wearer gains 30 strength. If the wearer is not moved the previous turn, their ranged attacks with heavy weapons deal 50% damage until the end of the turn. Thinking of Argenta. The wearer gains 25 athletics and becomes immune to toxin. Interesting, interesting. We've certainly got a couple of people those could work on. Let's have a little look. So can he wear any of these? It doesn't look like it, does it? So who would athletics work on? Maybe Abelard? Well, they're gaining 10 momentum every time. I think that's probably worth more. What was the other thing? Oh, the heavy lifters. BS divided by 2 is 42.5. 60. Yeah, it's increasing by 60% the rate of fire. I don't think I can lose that. Range attack with heavy weapons. She moves around a lot, doesn't she? So actually, yeah. I'll hang on to them. I never know. They might... I don't even know. Yeah, okay. I don't think I have a place in my builds for those. Something over here. Well, okay, that's the door, isn't it?
The world will bow.
Try again, then I'll see what the journal says. Find clues that could explain why the lift is blocked. And I've looked at everything, but maybe if I re-look at everything again...
I tread a path unexplored.
Can't go anywhere there. I've read these things before, so why not reading them out loud? Just kind of hoping something will... Ah! Oh? No. We'll talk to this check... Okay, we'll talk to her, maybe. No. Oh, what was that last message we got? This is odd. I see scratch marks from a servo claw on this venerable Scatarius' armor. Now, everything is clear. A battle was fought here, and during preparations for it, Amanat declared the Observatorium off limits. Even to fellow servants of the Omnissiah, the Explorators. It was an internal conflict, and he expected his erstwhile tech comrades to become his enemies. Okay, so can we go back to the door now and chat to him?
Intriguing.
Pascal, unblock the lift. Pascal enunciates solemnly, accompanying each word with binaric commands. As its first pronouncement, this unit declares that no security threat to the High Observatorium is present. As its second pronouncement, this unit orders the operation of the lift system to be restored. As its third pronouncement, this unit confirms its authorization to issue that order. The servitor's jerky movement is accompanied by a shower of sparks from his mouth. His optical visor makes a series of clicks. Unit's hierarchical rank not recognized. Authorization to give orders unconfirmed. Awaiting confirmation. This unit is not part of the Hermetico chain of command. It must introduce itself to the ship's system for confirmation of its authority. So I guess we've got to talk to this guy again, see if we can talk to Pref.
Uncover my path.
No? We could try it again. Tell him you're the Messiah of discontinuing. Same stuff's happening. Are you sure this is not a compelling reason? Tell it you're on a mission from Amanat. Perhaps the spirit knows who he is. I am following the orders of my mentor, Archmagos Amanat, and correcting a mistake made decades ago. You speak, but the great Pref isn't convinced that he should listen. He chooses to remain deaf and indifferent. Yeah, okay, well that didn't help. We could try the other thing we didn't say. Do we even need the old man? Lying to him. Yeah, none of that worked. Okay, does the journal shed any light? Okay, well, that wasn't helpful. Okay, how can we get to talk to Pref? I don't know what I've got to do. Okay, I don't know what to do. I don't think I've had clear guidance on what to do.
Let's seize the opportunity.
It says talk to Pref, but we can't because he won't talk to us.
Embrace true power.
Not sure I know what else to do. Yeah, these guys want to talk to me? Do we
I tread a
go back to the
path
ship and just try and
unexplored.
communicate with it from there?
The world will bow.
Not sure I know what to do. I might have to Google it.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Feels like we should be able to tell this guy who we are, and then he'll give us the permission to open this. Don't know why that's not working. Okay, I'm going to look it up because I'm not intuiting what it is that I've got to do here. Okay, it sounds like there's a particular sequence of responses we need to give to proceed this. Oh, so we're supposed to do Messiah of Discontinuing. Show of Force. And this one. I mean, how are you supposed to work that out? There were no clues for that, were there? The tech shaman listens to the crackling that comes in response and opens his mouth to say something, only for Pascal to interrupt him in a tone of authority. The Prefect Enumerator has stated that he knows my name and is familiar with my power. He respects my mission and grants me a place within the crew's chain of command. Your work here is done, Binaric Interpreter. I remember this language now, or more precisely, this unit used to know it. And now it remembers having known it. The tech priest turns toward the wall with the sacred mechanisms concealed inside it and says doubtfully, I am registering an anomaly. The data exchange deviated from the standard registration procedure. The Prefect Enumerator was commanded to limit the number of people who have clearance to issue orders, including even high-ranking tech priests from other ships. It was tasked with defending the Observatorium as if it were under siege. Our mutual introduction rather resembled an exchange of secret passwords. Right, I don't know. I don't know how you're supposed to work that out, because I didn't see any clues to that. Pascal, show him the Prefect Enumerator's authorization that confirms your right to give orders. Hypothesis. As soon as the lift going up to the Observatorium is operational, we will be attacked. The deck guard will activate and attack us, requesting confirmation of readiness for combat. Do it. Raising his voice, the tech priest solemnly repeats his command to the servitor. An intricate, monumental and piercing binaric aria pours from Pascal's vox. Encoded in its signals is Hanneumann's authority to give orders on this ship. The servitor stares at Pascal with visored eyes and bows his head awkwardly. Regalia identified. I greet the Venerable Magos and will execute the order presently. Lift system activated. The servitor's last words are drowned out by a harrowing screech that rolls across the deck as several shrill voices wail. Security perimeter breach. For the Omnisire. I think we're going to fight the Scretarii now. I'm not overly concerned, I must say.
Your existence is naught but ashes.
Surrender to the dark powers!
Okay, I can't do a lot with Ulfa. Me. Genta. Let's give her as much as we can. Pascal. Abelard. Guess that'll have to do. So I'm going to.
I need no guidance.
Let's give the move to
Ruin
Argenta.
beckons.
I think I might start off with one of these just to. Oh yeah, that looks like a good spot. Don't think I can. Well, I could do a wildfire. Couldn't I? Let's do that.
Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
There we go.
I'll
Confident approach. Let's give her another free turn.
His will made manifest.
Well, that's the alpha. Let's put it on that.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
High momentum.
High momentum again, huh? Okay. That'll do for now.
Faith shields me.
Why don't we give Argenta a full turn?
I reject the very idea.
Alright, then I might give it to Abelard.
Whispers, guide my hand.
Follow my lead. It will be done.
Get close enough. Okay, let's taunt
At
him.
your beck and call.
I don't think he's going to hit us,
Victory
so let's
is
just hit him
imminent.
first.
At your beck and call. Target well struck. I will do my duty. At your beck and call. Indeed.
Pretty well all he can do, really. I think we leave the rest. Oh, it's my turn now. Wondering about just shrieking at one of these.
High momentum.
Let's give Abelard
I
his
will
ultimate.
triumph.
We'll rule
gives him
the
another free
stars
turn.
themselves. Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Victory is imminent. It will be done.
Blam.
At your beck and call.
Yeah, well, he didn't attack again. Let's just
It will
thump
be
him.
done. Victory is imminent. Indeed. One fewer target.
Yeah, it's looking all right. Says there's another one. Where are they both? Oh, there's one up there. Okay. I could say to everyone to attack him.
Is a prayer.
Deleted. Okay. That's Cassia's actual turn. Seems to have used up her movement.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Put one of the... Oh, Slightly annoying. Oh no, I can move. Okay. Let's do that.
Descend upon the weak. Purpose guides me.
Do that, I think.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Pop.
None can
Pop
escape
goes the weasel.
Emperor's judgment.
Repel the onslaught of the ship's guardians. I felt like a bully, to be honest. These guys have been here for ages, and we just come in and absolutely smack them about. Yeah, we don't need those anymore.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Okay, that works. Time to go up to the observatorium. Brass Whisper. Who's that? It's pretty good though. Let's go and talk to him. The face of the tech priest standing opposite is hidden behind a brass mask. Rather than being one piece, it is assembled from the fragments of many augmetics. You have met this man before. He's called Brass Whisper, a member of Lord Inquisitor Calcazar's retinue. There you are, Tech... Oh, okay, his voice is raspy. There you are, Tech Brother. Brass Whisper's voice is raspy and punctuated. He turns his gaze towards Pascal. The salutary procedure will be performed and the identification codes verified after the priority request has been executed. Tell me where the blessed Armanat is. Pascal's voice clangs like steel. A cracked chuckle comes from behind the mask. You still don't understand. Locals spoke of a ghost without a face. Did they mean you? Response affirmative. In order to move the Hermetico out of the procession of the damned, we had to disturb the pitiful locals. You're from Calcazar's retinue. Does he have anything to do with this? Marginally. He used to play a major part in this story. Not anymore. This meeting is held upon my initiative. Brass Whisper surveys the Inquisition's soldiers and warriors of the Omnissiah standing motionless. That said, I am still under the protection of the Lord Inquisitor and the Cognizance Fleet. Keep that in mind. What's going on here? We intend to discontinue the cycle. Is that not obvious? There is a note of sarcasm in Brass Whisper's croaking voice. Speak, or I will rip your memories out along with the Ferrum Sanctum implanted in your brain. Pascal enunciates each word as he activates his drilling mechadendrite. What do you know of Amanat? The hollow, pained laughter from behind the brass mask is amplified by its echo. I know everything. We're looking for Amanat, and we want answers. Oops, I said the wrong thing. Looking? How absurd. You lack the very concept of what you are looking for, laywoman. You expect to find a man, and Amanat never was one. He was never one person. The Amanat Collective was created by a group of tech priests who renounced individuality and merged into a hive mind. A mind that reasoned algorithmically, but was guided by the principles and convictions of a righteous spirit. A superego that brought them one step closer to the Omnissiah. You are looking for Archmagos Amanat, you say? Something clicks inside Brass Whisper's mask, and his voice becomes louder and harsher, as if coated in liquid metal. He has been by your side all this time. This statement is false. The hypothesis is without Brass Whisper interrupts him with a forceful shout. As the cycle coils in multitudinous loops, it intersects with itself. And locks us in a cage of data vows. Pascal shudders as if struck by the motive force itself. Mechadendrites rise like steel wings behind his shoulders. The voice from the Vox speaker takes on an otherworldly profundity and power. And therefore the cycle must be discontinued. Are you saying Pascal is part of the hive mind? He was its original creator. The Amanat Collective was designed to be a philosopher and a researcher. The concepts he produced were so powerful that they almost destroyed the Cognizance Fleet. But then he faced an unsolvable dilemma, and that was when Amanat came apart. The 7 constituent servants of the Omnissiah hid their own memories from themselves behind false personas, and were sent off to various parts of the Coronis expanse. They went into hiding. Each had to live in solitude for many decades, accumulating observations and eventually bringing that experience to a reunited Amanat who would tackle the dilemma once more. That would be the restoration. Sorrow echoes in Pascal's inhuman voice. 211 Terran years. It was such a long time ago. Your companion looks overwhelmed and pensive. So the tech priests of the name Haneumann are all parts of Amanat? Yes. 6 mental keynotes. Demence was paranoia. After the separation, he sensed that his memory was a web of lies, and that feeling drove him to the depths of madness. Tarsus was faith, fiery and unyielding. Axiomantha was logic, unclouded by emotion or value judgments. Abel was her good twin, imagination. He did not always know his past, just like the others, but he felt more than they did. He was always different. That was why he was the first to get close to the restoration. One of the first. Pascal was judgment, the moderator of the cognitive process, the one who makes the decision. Pascal's voice rises to the vault of the observatorium and rumbles beneath it like thunder. And Nihel. The brass mask starts to unlock with a hissing sound. The augmetics bend back, revealing a face disfigured by burns. A woman's face with a pair of darkly radiant, vibrant eyes. Skepticism. The one who knows. What was the dilemma Amanat faced? Its name was Eschatos, the secret to the right of putting a machine's spirit to death. A technology embodying the discontinuing of the cycle. Was it meant to exist? Or was it the acme of profanity against the Omnissiah and his creation? The secret of the right of putting machines... Okay. Pascal continues Brass Whisper's speech in a lofty tone. Eschatos was the perfect weapon against creations of the Omnissiah that had been corrupted by enemies, but also against his faithful servants. Its spread could bring victory to the Imperium, or it could destroy it. Eschatos could spell the end of the Adeptus Mechanicus, for it was the perfect answer to the power wielded by the cult of the machine god. Was it a blessing or a curse? There was no answer. Protraction was unacceptable, and so a way was found to shelve the issue. Nihel gives a raspy sigh, and I've found the answer. Eschatos should not exist. We will correct our mistake. Did Amanat believe he could form again? Sounds risky. The restoration was statistically calculated on a level beyond your comprehension, laywoman. Billions of variables were taken into account. Countless scenarios went into the development of optimal strategies. 2 Amanat units meeting each other was an inevitable certainty. The matching identifiers were to be a spark that would start a chain reaction, and that was precisely what happened. A ringing brittleness enters Pascal's voice. We were motivated by the perfect stimuli. Curiosity, anxiety, shame. Each part of us was hostage to the legend of a betrayal it had committed, for suffering drove us to search and strive. What is Eschatos? The power of machine negation, a noospheric signal that interrupts any and all life created by the Omnissiah. A green flash runs along the crack in Pascal's respirator, a power that I used to tap into unconsciously. Shared knowledge lay dormant inside the mind of every Amanat unit. You tried to decrypt the other Haneumann's neurocogitators, did you not? But to no avail. It was you who created the cipher that locked Amanat's memory. You are the maimed hunter. You tried to kill the other Haneumanns. This statement is true. I was admitted into the Lord Inquisitor's retinue and authorized to study a dangerous artifact taken from Amanat. It tried to exert some kind of influence on me, but my data vows protected me. Nihel Haneumann touches her scarred face. A short circuit awakened some of my memories. I conducted an analysis, solved the Eschatos dilemma, and began to act. My agents all but terminated Tarsus, but he hid under an armor of martyrdom and insanity. An attempt to intercept Pascal on Alta Templum Calixis X-17 failed, because Abel had summoned him. The assassins caught up to him at the Reichab Minoris starport, but he was able to escape again. Another group went after Abel, only to perish at an electro-priest monastery. You dispatched immense who had lapsed into heresy. Axiomantha simply disappeared until she turned up suddenly dead on Euphrates II. I have no idea how she managed to hide from me. Calcazar was harboring Axiomantha the whole time she was working for him. I am registering a lie. The Lord Inquisitor shared my conviction that Amanat's legacy had to be destroyed. He was summoned to the Cronus Expanse by loyal members of the Cognizant's fleet in order to depose Amanat. It was his troops that attacked the Hermetico in an attempt to obliterate our schismatic creation. So that was how you got on board the ship and into the observatorium, Nihel. Our traitorous tech comrades gave Calcazar the access codes to the bridge, and he gave them to you. Acute conviction vibrates in Pascal's voice as he makes these quiet statements of fact. He is not asking questions, he is passing judgment. You were deceived, sister. Calcazar appropriated our work. He continued our research, no longer bound by the Omnissiah's canon, and you enabled him by destroying those who could return and reclaim his bloodied prize. Lies! Something you have not heard before creeps into Nahel's voice, a note of fear. What happens now? The decision is his to make. Nahel points to Pascal. As always. Nahel's voice is imperiously metallic. Tech brother, I offer you the chance to yield peacefully to a fate that will please the Omnissiah. Do not resist your termination, and you will pass into oblivion as my friend and fellow believer. Pascal's reply sweeps Nahel's words away like a gust of wind. His optical visor turns a blinding blue. No, Tech sister. Refraining from resistance was never our way. I am an explorator, a reconnaisseur of knowledge. I have brought fire to 100 worlds. I have gleaned 1,000 secrets in the darkness. I am an agent of unbridled will. I will not yield to oblivion, for oblivion itself fears me. Smile at Nahel. This is my companion, Pascal Haneumann, and you made a mistake in meddling with him. You wanted me to awaken Tech, sister. Here I am, holding you to account. Nahel's disfigured lips twist and seeds of dismay sprout in her voice. I lured you here for a reason, Pascal. I wanted you to see what our followers had become. This is what deviation from dogma ends in. Breach of canon begets ignorance. Ignorance begets blasphemy. All we did was breed corruption. Schism. Remember when they came to depose us? We resisted them and destroyed this ship. A sacred relic. An ark mechanicus older than our priesthood itself. Here in this hall we released Eschatos and allowed an unconscionable heresy to happen. Do you remember? Do you remember how you got your cleft jaw? Pascal looks thoughtful as he touches the crack running across his armored respirator. A green spark runs through the deep gash left by an enemy's weapon in the metal. And it sufficed for you to merely show up in the expanse again, for the schism to rear its head once more. The Cognizance fleet is already being torn apart by a fratricidal war. Is this what we wanted? Let us finish this. Let us discontinue the cycle. Now the words of the one who once called herself Brass Whisper sound more like a plea. The voice that answers her is no human voice. It could belong to a giant void ship or forge world if they could speak. You violated procedure, skepticism. You usurp the function of another. You challenge only. You do not make decisions. I do. You're right, Pascal. You are the decision maker. Pascal extends a mechadendrite towards Nahel and pronounces, Tech sister, my judgment of you and your actions is one of condemnation. Tampering with procedure is unacceptable. Sabotaging the experiment is apostasy. For your betrayal, your vital functions will be terminated in the name of the Messiah of Discontinuing. A greenish pulse of energy is born inside Pascal's augmetics and darts towards Nahel like a furious lightning bolt. The green energy entangles Nahel like a net, burning her true flesh, draining the life force from her augmetics and mechanical components. But she focuses her will and strikes back at Pascal with a pulse of her own. The rattling voice, no longer human, rages and roars like a forest fire. I refuse to recognize you as the Messiah. I do not believe in you. That is your problem. You have always been too skeptical.
The absurdity of your struggle amuses me.
Now, I'll be honest, I'm a little confused as to what is actually happening here. I mean, feel free in the comments to let me know your thoughts on it. I don't really want to spend a long time trying to reason it through on my own, but I get that he kind of split himself up because he was worried about this this way of basically killing all technology. But he's now sort of saying we need to keep. He's now saying that he wants to keep that, right? And the Hell is the one saying we need to destroy that. We can't let this thing out. But I'm kind of on board with that, honestly. But Pascal seems to be like saying no. We want to keep doing that. Thank you very much. So I don't get it. I don't get that element of it. If you do get it, please let me know in the comments. It would be a big help. Okay. All right. So who have we got first? Well, it's our big two first of all. So, just thinking I might want her to sort of maybe come up and shoot from here into this crowd. Let's just get the big boy up. Don't think it's going to take too long to mow down through these. Blah blah over this side and me. Go fairly central. Okay, so we are going to
One step
Enter up again.
closer. I will triumph.
I think I'm going to do that. Come here. I'll do 2
As
plus
the Emperor
wildfire.
commands, I act.
We're going to fight into this crowd.
Is a prayer.
Interesting. He's got some kind of protection on. Not one that's immediately obvious. Okay. Not quite sure what's making her resistant to damage, but there we go.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
High momentum.
As the Emperor commands, this is why I was chosen. Power resides
another
in
attack.
the will of the righteous. Doubt is for the weak.
Oh, there we're doing some damage. Okay, he's got all his health back. That's Argenta's go.
I'm enraged.
Basically my go. So what am I going to do? I mean, I could attack him, obviously. Probably will.
Ruin
But,
beckons.
High momentum.
why don't we give Argenta another go?
There is no mercy found in my heart.
Take that. Get some rapid fire.
Faith
Wildfire.
without deeds is worthless.
Devastating attack. We're going to come round to... would be a good angle. Maybe here? I kind of want to put the main... God damn.
God
maybe more
Emperor,
here.
move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Oh, so much for Nahel, so much for those two.
As the
It's not
Emperor
finished yet.
commands, I act. I'll do it. Each strike is a prayer.
Yeah, Argenta, what else are you going to do? Do this lot?
Eradicated. Each strike is a prayer.
Didn't quite hit that one.
Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. Guided by faith.
Yep.
As the Emperor commands.
Ah, shame it didn't land on him. Are we out? No, we got one more. Alright, let's put him on fire.
You, my Emperor.
we've got another one. Let's put you on fire.
This is why I was chosen. Faith without deeds is worthless.
She's got more. Okay.
Doubt is for the weak.
Don't see any particular reason not
I'll
to
do
kill
it.
things right at this point.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
She's still going, but she can't get over there, so I guess that's the turn. Now it's Dahlia, so
Amidst the carnage, I find purpose.
we'll just do the
Purpose
best we can
guides
here.
me. One step closer. Whispers, guide my hand.
There he goes. I will not let you win. I will destroy. Oh no. That's her, wasn't it? Okay. She wants to destroy the ship. Stop! Thou shalt not create a schism. Thou shalt not suffer a heretic. Like the hand of a deity, the mechadendrite extends over Nihel lying convulsing on the deck. I did not want this, Tech Sister, but the procedure must be completed. Farewell. His claw carefully removes a mangled, soot-covered neural cogitator from Brass Whisper's head. The tech priest shudders and peace descends over her disfigured face. Take a closer look at Pascal. The tech priest looks the same as before, yet different. His morbid aura of martyrdom has given way to a calm and powerful halo of purposefulness. His mechadendrites move with the grace of an inscrutable dance. The scars left by loss and doubt have turned into dark threads on a radiant body confident in its next step. And his voice. A voice born in the nuclear font of a star and hardened in the cold of the interplanetary void. I'm sorry about the death of your tech sister. So am I. The tech priest's inscrutable gaze is fixed upon the body once inhabited by Pascal's shared mind. The voice from the Vox is like the tolling of bells summoning a host of angels. I declare the period of ignorance over, and will resume execution of the general algorithm. Integrity has been rehabilitated to a satisfactory degree. Memory access has been restored. I remember everything. Pascal turns to you and gives you a long look brimming with quiet elation. Are you Amanat? This statement is true. Pascal's stock phrase sounds more complex and more human than before. I carry within me his memory and his logical foundation. I am us. I am Amanat. Thank you for the path we have walked. As Pascal bows, his thin shoulders seem to take an eternity to descend from the heights that his mind has soared to. And I am sorry about what happened to Theodora. Did you know Theodora? We were allies. She entrusted me with studying a trophy she had obtained. The voice from the Vox grows quiet and hoarse as though coming from a distant past. We, Amanat, discovered the basic ways of communicating with it. We developed a weapons-grade strain of tech blight for her. It terrified me, so I developed its antidote, Eschatos, the concept for the ultimate interruption of machine life. So Nomos would be the tech blight thing that they developed? Or is that Eschatos? I can't remember now. But they're all linked, aren't they? So he made Nomos. That was why every one of our shards was located so close to you in the Von Valancius domain. We were counting on her finding us, and extending us her aid and protection. What are you, or what were you? A higher form of intelligence. A collective of computational tools freed from the limitations of individualism and the aberrations that stem from having a distinct personality. And at the same time, a collective bound by a single set of principles that are of equal importance to all, being pure of faith in the Omnis Sire and acting for the benefit of humanity. We were different. Each one of us considered the prospects of such an experiment, but I was the first to gain the resolve to attempt it. Nihel joined the project to effect control over it. She regarded the experiment as dangerously close to a blasphemous act of creation. The Conclave had ordered her to end my research, but she became convinced of the possibility of its success. Nihel reinforced our union with the prudence of Demence, a meticulous and reserved auditor, a danger seeker. I strengthened our genius with the fiery faith of the warrior Tarsus in order to banish the shadows of false ideas. Axiomantha, who teetered on the brink of becoming a Malatek, was chosen by us for her loyalty to ruthless logic and her cold scrutiny, or indeed dissection of our theories. Abel. Grief fills Pascal's voice. Our quiet genius, the caged genius of imagination, the abstract artist of code. His talent completed the collective and made it a whole. What's next? What is the general algorithm? A judgment must be passed. Should the secret of Eschatos exist or be shunned as a false path? And should I exist? That is we. Amanat. Amanat was a union of 6 tech priests. All but a few of them are dead now. How does Amanat still exist? Everything Amanat was at the moment of the disconnection has now awoken in my mind. We are at the point where we stopped. But the Amanat Collective was envisioned as a dynamic structure. We need new minds. The Collective can be replenished with worthy minds from among those on board the Hermetico. Sincerity is present in their motives and faith. They are intuitively capable of comprehending the notion of discontinuing the cycle. Our collective memory can recompensate for their lack of knowledge in the memory of the rites. Restoration is possible. Pascal, or what used to be known as Pascal, makes a sacred gesture, and green sparks run down his mechanical arm, but the judgment must be passed first. What will the destruction of Eschatos mean for you? An act of self-sacrifice. I will destroy the data concerning this technology and the methods of reproducing it. I will burn it out of my neural circuits, along with everything that led to its creation. Amanat will be no more. Only a damaged and incomplete shard of him will remain. Pascal Haneumann. Okay. Okay, so I get it now. So they've created this tech weapon, and I think that's what Calcazar has got. Pascal created Eschatos as a way of countering that power. So I think if we destroy Eschatos, even though itself is powerful, could be powerfully bad, it does mean that there's nothing to kind of fight against the weapon it was created to be a solution to in the first place. What judgment are you leaning towards? We have seen many things over the decades. We have seen true corruption, the distortion of the Omnissiah's design. Kiava Gamma, Euphrates II, the planets of Xenos passed into oblivion. Our own crimes. The darkness grows. There must be a fire to burn it away. I am leaning toward the idea that Eschatos is necessary, that Amanat is necessary, that the cycle must be discontinued. Only you can make the decision. Pascal throws back his head and the power brimming in his voice rushes forth like a flood. The tech priest's booming voice is heard throughout the ship, echoed by every vox speaker on every deck. I peered into the vortex of time and saw dark omens. I saw that my tech comrades and I were trapped in the cycle, spiraling towards nothingness. I saw the inevitable doom at the end of that trajectory and rebelled against it. In accordance with the machine god's commandment, I have crafted a tool with which to implement my design. In accordance with his commandment, I have developed a plan and dandalized it. Now I will act. By my power as an Archmagos, I hereby effect a restoration and revive the Amanat Collective. The servants of the Omnissiah need a Messiah who will discontinue their cycle, and I will be that Messiah. I am him. The Akgen tribesfolk, the ignorant fosterlings of the Omnissiah, slip into the observatorium hall like silent shadows. Led by an intuitive grasp of the significance of the moment, they automatically gather in a circle, heeding Pascal's summons, or perhaps at this point, someone else's. You hear echoes of other voices in Pascal's, a touch of Demence's anxiety, of Tarsus's zeal, of Axiomantha's pensiveness. They all fuse into a new voice, full of wisdom and confidence in its prerogative to lead. The voice of Archmagos Amanat. And this voice takes hold of the lips of your companions' new brothers and sisters. The ancient tech priest turns his gaze towards you and says, with gravitas, "Let the cycle be discontinued." Okay, so Theodora asked him to create the weapon. He did so, and it looks like Calcazar has stolen the weapon. That's kind of how I'm understanding this. Alright, we'll take that. I don't know how that compares to what Pascal is already using. Great sword, we probably don't need that. These we'll probably get rid of. Probably don't need that. Whenever the wearer's ally is under the effect of joint analysis, yeah. Whenever the wearer uses overcharge on a plasma weapon, that attack ignores enemies' deflection and deals. It can be quite good on Pascal. I'm not sure what he's wearing already. When the wearer uses Machine Spirit Communion, their intelligence is increased by +5 for each affected target until the end of combat. That could be really good, actually. The wearer suffers blah blah less and the wearer something attacking enemies. Okay, possibly got some stuff there for Pascal, so we will check that out. Yeah, I think possibly this is an area where my lack of familiarity with the setting is sort of probably hampering my understanding of what's been happening. But I kind of get it. He was working with Theodora, created this thing, was worried about it, created something that would, halt it. This weapon that he'd made.
The world
I think they tested it on the craft world, I think.
Feet.
And he was so horrified with what he'd made, he kind of split himself up to ponder whether or not it should exist. And he's concluded that it should exist. So, okay, as far as that goes, I think I get it. Let's have a quick look at the stuff we found for him. So, Power Axe. I think I'll keep the Tavanna's Last Stand because it's got a couple of other. It's got another effect on it, and a very slightly less armor pen, but that's fine. The gloves. I'll take this because if we're up against a really tough armored enemy, if I can use that overcharge thing to just bypass, bypass deflection. I mean, so 2 times intelligence. So intelligence bonus plus BS bonus would be 34% additional damage. That's not too bad. Hopefully my maths is not too bad on that. And what else? The backpack, wasn't it? So whenever the wearer makes an area attack, the attack deals additional direct damage equal to the target's deflection. So that's fine, but I think this one could be good. So the wearer suffers 28% less impact and energy damage, but when he suffers impact or enemy damage, the enemy that's attacked him is gonna get hurt in return. Deals additional direct damage equal to the target's deflection. Yeah. Yeah, and I'll take that. Right. God, so many of these purple bags. It's just, I wish they don't seem to stack for some reason. I wish I knew why that was. It's a little bit annoying, but I think we're getting fairly near to the end now, so I'm not too worried about the state of my inventory at this point. Okay, well I think we're good to leave.
Unexplored.
And we'll go and sort of follow Argenta's story now a bit in the next episode. But let's get back to the bridge. Your Ladyship, we're observing a large squadron of Adeptus Mechanicus forces. Many of the ships are badly damaged. Judging by the position of the servants of the Omnissiah, they're divided into 2 groups. I dare say they were fighting not long ago. I am picking up a signal from one of the ships. The ship is identified as a von Valancius dynasty vessel. You're being hailed by a representative of the Explorator Cognizance fleet. Query, is the statement that the Messiah considered fallen has come back true? Is the statement that the cycle will be discontinued true? They wish to know if their fratricidal battle should continue. What do you think I should answer, Dahlia von Brinicus? Tell them the statement is true. Amunet has returned to reign and unite his flock. We are picking up an active Vox exchange on encrypted frequencies between the Explorator ships. Incoming message. The Cognizance fleet praises the new Messiah. The mistakes will be corrected. The unbelief will be replaced with faith. Let the cycle be discontinued. Okay. How are we going? What does the journal say about all this? It says it's completed. Huh. Okay. I guess we're done with that then. All right. Let's return to the bridge quickly. So. Yeah. Okay. So everyone's kind of united under Pascal now, which is an interesting development. And he's kind of decided that this whatever it's called, Eska something, is gonna remain in play. I'm gonna go and talk to Nomos, I think, on the bridge. Maybe not in this episode. Maybe at the start of the next one. Just to kind of, because they are linked to this Escatol or Escatos situation, aren't they? In fact, we could do it now quickly. Right, they're over here, aren't they? Yeah, they don't really have anything to say. Okay, well, I think we'll leave it there for now. So I'll just say thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's quite nice getting to the bottom of Pascal's personal story. We're going to do the same with Argenta in the next episode. So I look forward to that. Hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy it. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it and kind of what your take on the whole Tech Priest situation in Rogue Trader is, because I'll be honest, I find it a little bit confusing, maybe to do with my unfamiliarity with the lore. So any kind of thoughts or guidance on that would be very gratefully received. And if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be amazing if you could do so. So I just say thanks very much for watching one more time, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.